This Rugged Ridge hardtop installation is for those of you that have a two-door 2011 and up Wrangler and are looking to add some hardtop insulation, which is actually going to serve a couple of different purposes. The first thing that this is going to do is cut down on noise from the outside of the Jeep. Whether you have big tires or just generally have some road noise coming through, this is going to help to deaden that sound. Another thing that this insulation is going to do is insulate against temperature and heat. So if it's very hot outside, it's going to keep that heat out. If it's cold, it's going to keep the warmth from your heater inside your Jeep, just not transfer temperatures quite as easily as the factory plastic of the hardtop would. And finally, what this hardtop insulation is going to do is give the interior of your Jeep a little bit more of a finished off feel. I personally have never liked the fact that Jeep leaves the inside of your hardtop white. In my opinion, it just looks a little bit unfinished, and by adding a material, it's almost like adding a headliner. So this is going to serve quite a few purposes, not the least of which is making the interior of your Jeep feel a little bit more finished. Now, when you're looking at hardtop insulation, there are going to be a lot of options out there. There are some that are considerably thicker than this. There are some that are on a solid piece of board. There are some where the entire back side of the insulation is going to be 3M adhesive, so that's more of a permanent installation. This is going to be a little bit different. This is going to be a soft material. This doesn't have any kind of hard backing in it. It does have Velcro on the back side of it, and it comes with some Velcro strips. Each one of those Velcro strips, of course, is 3M adhesive on the back side of it, and that'll stick on the inside of your hardtop, and then the insulation sticks to that. So you can remove this if you need to clean it, if you just want to take it down for some other reason. This is going to be easier to remove than those pieces that have 3M on the entire back of them. This is also going to be a slightly easier install because of the thickness of this material and the fact that it installs with smaller strips of Velcro, because you don't have to remove your whole hardtop to get this installed as you do with some of the other hardtop installations on the market. From a price perspective, this is going to be priced right around where a lot of the other hardtop insulation is, and it's going to work pretty well in my opinion. As I mentioned, this installation is going to be a soft material. It's going to be a couple layers of fabric. It does have a little bit of a backing inside of it, but it's more of like a cardboard style backing where it is going to be a little bit flexible. And then of course the batting, which is actually the insulating material itself. This does fold just the way that it's designed. It has stitching, so it sort of separates that insulation into a couple of different areas. Of course, this is going to be cut to fit the inside of your year-specific two-door JK, so it's going to fit very, very well. And it is going to install pretty easily, as I mentioned before. So this install is going to be a simple 1 out of 3 wrench installation. I would give yourself maybe about an hour. It probably won't take all that time to get this installed. And the first and most important step in installing anything that uses 3M adhesive is making sure that the surface is very, very clean. So you're going to want to stick the Velcro pieces on the back side of the insulation, but before you pull off the backing for the 3M, hold them up into place and see where that 3M adhesive is actually going to contact your hardtop. Then you can use a good alcohol-based cleaner to clean the inside of the hardtop. Make sure everything is nice and dry, then peel the backing off of those strips and stick everything up in place. At that point, if you ever wanted to remove the insulation, as I said before, you can simply peel it down. The 3M Velcro strips will stay on the inside of your hardtop, and then you can very easily reinstall this back in place if you should want to. This installation is going to run you right around $230, and I do think that's a pretty fair price. That's sort of the going rate for hardtop insulation. There are some more expensive installations out there. A lot of that is going to be the thicker stuff that's going to have a higher insulative value. However, in my opinion, that's not going to look quite as nice. So with this, you're going to get sound and temperature insulation and a more finished look. With some of the other ones, you may get more of the insulation, but a little bit less of the aesthetics. So it really does come down to what you're looking for on your Jeep. If you're looking for something that's pretty well rounded and has that finished off look, I think this one is priced appropriately. So if you're looking for a well-rounded set of hardtop installation for your JK, I definitely recommend taking a look at this one from Rugged Ridge that you can find right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.